What's up gamers, the best character in the entire game is finally out and you're probably trying to figure out what her best teams are. And that's why in today's video I'm going to be talking about the top 5 best Raiden teams in Genshin Impact. She literally has free-to-play teams that can make floor 12 look like floor 9, but we're going to be talking about that later in the video. So since I hate long intros and I know you probably do too, let's get straight into the video. So because of the release of the Archon below Raiden, otherwise known as Freena, a lot of characters have become stronger than they were before. And of course, Raiden did too. I don't know why, but Freena is just a super strong option in a lot of teams. Like this team, the Raiden Double Hydra team comp. Raiden is the main DPS of the team, while Freena and Yelan are the two sub DPS characters. They provide damage buffs, and they do a lot of damage for the team. Jin is the animal healer, and she can throw either Electro or Hydra to help the team do a lot of damage. Jin is really good because of Freena's HP consumption, and her being able to heal the entire team while giving the Verdicent Veneer set bonus. Now, the way the Yelan buffs is with her passive that will increase Raiden's damage, since Raiden's going to be the one on field beating up the enemies. Freena is just Freena. She gives a massive elemental damage bonus increase, which doesn't just benefit Raiden, but everyone else in the team. Now, of course, the thing that makes this team better than some of the other Double Hydra team comps is Raiden herself. Who would have known? This is because since Raiden lowers the energy recharge requirements for all the characters in this team, she allows them to move to a more DPS build, which results in more damage. Her E also gives them more burst damage, and that can be really beneficial. It's funny how she can't cook, but whoever decided to make Raiden's kit actually cooked hard. I would 700% recommend playing this team. Now, it's definitely not the most free-to-play team as it consists of only 5 stars, but it's super worth it. Speaking of free-to-play teams, I was once a young new player who was cursed with getting Chi-Chi as my first 5-star character. I was forced to use her for about 3 months straight because I was dedicated to getting Raiden Shogun. And when I did, I desperately needed a free-to-play team comp. And I was very lucky because not only did Raiden decide to come home twice, but she also told me, I have a team only consisting of 4-star characters just for brokies like you. And the next second, I looked at my screen and I saw the Raiden national team right in front of me. The Raiden national team is just one of the best Raiden teams and a team I would 100% recommend for a lot of the free-to-play players in Genshin Impact. It only consists of 4 stars, but they all synergize very well with each other and do a lot of damage. Bennett is the second Archon in the team because he's the Pyro Archon, and I think he was supposed to be a 5-star, but someone in Hoyoverse accidentally made him a 4-star. This is because he provides a big buff for the team as well as providing nice healing. Xiangling is the sub DPS and does really good damage from off field. Then the other sub DPS is Xing Cho. He does damage from off field as well, but he provides some healing and some resistance to interruption, while Raiden is a DPS. The amazing thing about Raiden National is that there are multiple elemental reactions such as Electrocharge, Overload, and Vaporize. This team does surprisingly good damage with the right level of investment, and all the characters are easily obtainable. You can get Bennett from Raiden's current banner, Xiangling is a free character in the Spiral Abyss, and you can pick Xing Cho for free in the upcoming Lantern Rite. Also, energy is simply not going to be an issue in this team because 3 of the characters are most likely going to want to be run on the emblem set. Overall, this is a really good team and I would definitely recommend it. Another one of Raiden's best teams are her Hyper Bloom teams. As you know, for Hyper Bloom teams, there's so many different types. Different characters can replace one another, but I'm just listing some of the best Hyper Bloom teams for Raiden Shogun. Hyper Bloom teams tend to have an Electro character, a Dendro character, a Hydra character, and a Flex character. This usually tends to be another Hydra character or an Anemo character like Jean, Kazuha, or another anime limited character if you know who I mean. This is an example of a Raiden Hyperbloom team that I personally enjoy using. In a lot of Raiden Hyperbloom teams, her main role is to use her elemental skill and exist. But since I'm a biased Raiden simp, I decided to be different from a lot of the other players and use her as a main DPS. The team can work vice versa, you'll just need to switch her artifact set if you want more Hyperbloom damage. And of course, for all the sweaty gamers out there with really good artifacts and really well invested characters, this type of Hyperbloom team is available, where Raiden just applies Electro from off field and Nahida is the main DPS. While the only source of healing is Xing Cho, this is a really strong team and does a lot of damage. There's also a more safe team option with Raiden, Freena, Kokomi, and Nahida. Freena and Kokomi synergize well with each other, the Hydra application rule is secured, and it does a lot of damage. Okay, so the reason that Raiden's only job is to use her E is because she's the best character in the Hello my lovely viewer, it's super cool that you actually managed to listen to me yap for this long. I'm actually kind of impressed. Since you managed to get this far into the video, why not like, subscribe, and join my Discord down below. I'm super close to 1000 subscribers and it would be so amazing to hit this goal, especially since the subscribe button is just one click away. And if you're a new player that needs some help with setting up teams or with building your characters, why not join my Discord server? I and a few other members would be happy to help you with all the Genshin problems you're currently facing. The link will be in the description or in the comment section below, but without further ado, let's get right back into the video. The next best team I'm going to be talking about is the Raiden Hypercarry team. So there are actually two different types of Hypercarry teams. The first and best version of this team is with Raiden, Frina, Bennett, and Jean. The only reason that it has two healers is because it needs Jean to heal the entire team while providing them with a Verdicent Veneer set bonus. Bennett is there to increase Raiden Shogun's damage. Frina increases her damage as well as bringing in some extra sub DPS damage, which is pretty good. You can also swap out Bennett for a C6 Kujosara if you want more damage on your Raiden Shogun. And also having two Electros brings Electro Resonance, which is always helpful. The second option is the more traditional team. This was the best type of Raiden Hypercarry team before Frina. It consists of Raiden, Kujosara, Bennett, and Kazuha. This team's main goal is just to help Raiden do more damage. Both these teams are good, but the Frina teams are just better for more damage. Now for the last best Raiden Shogun team, the Quick Bloom team. Just like with the Hyper Bloom section, there are multiple different Quick Bloom teams, so I might not be able to mention your favorite one. But a good Raiden Quick Bloom team is this team. Raiden doesn't just use her E and slash around, but she's actually the main DPS. Frina makes this a Quick Bloom team and not a Hyper Bloom team because she doesn't apply enough Hydro, but it's still an amazing team. A Quick Bloom team where Raiden's only job is to use her E is this Alhaitham team. Since it doesn't have a healer, you're mainly just supposed to brute force through the enemies, but it's still really good and really fun. Some honorable mentions are the Aggravate teams and the Overload teams with Chevrus. Aggravate teams are really good and do a ton of damage, and at the time of recording, Chevrus is not out, but I'm pretty sure that she's going to bring out a new meta for Raiden teams, possibly replacing a team on this list. But again, at the time of recording, we don't know yet. Anyway, if you enjoyed the video, why not like, subscribe, and join my Discord down below. It's super fun over there, and it only takes a few clicks to join in on the fun. If you're pulling for Raiden, I hope you get her. Thanks for watching, bye.